She tells her exactly what. Hey, that dog is more forceful than I am. I mean, that dog runs the show. Literally runs the show. Somebody else is barking too in the back.
Yeah, you got
Well,
our dog barking, Troy.
yeah, I know, right? Thank you. Welcome to the Zoom world. Well, back to what's at hand. So glad you guys are on. We're going to jump right into this thing. We got a great show for you guys today. Good meeting, great topics. My personal A team, my group personally. I am their personal manager, and we got some things that they're going to share with you today on this group. It's going to start out with me, and then after that, we got Mr. Hassan Graham that's going to talk about some things that's going to help you grow your business. Then I got my main man, Mr. George McGlone, is going to clean up in the middle, and then I got my girl Lee Hudson is going to talk about some self-promotion. So we got some good stuff, but I do believe we have numbers first. Am I right, or is it us? Which one is it, Paul? Or Nick, which one? Are we going up now, or are we going numbers first? Which one you guys want to do?
You guys were going.
Oh, no problem at all. Let me get this party started. Do I have George? Do I have George and do I have Lee? I saw Lee already, and I know Hassan's already on here, but I'm first up the bat. All right, I want to talk to you guys, first of all, before we get this thing started. How many people we got on here right now? Let's see here.
95.
95 people so far on this call. And I want to talk to you guys about two things because no matter what takes place during this call, if you don't have these two things, it's not going to work for you. What do you think the two things are? What do you think? Okay, time's up. I'll tell you. Commitment and sacrifice. Write it down, put it down, commitment and sacrifice, because it's going to take both for you to be successful in this business. It's going to take both. My commitment came from day one, the day that I decided to get a license. I told myself that moment when I got my license that my life was going to change for the better. Okay? So that was my commitment to myself, that I was going to change my life. I was going to no longer have to go back to a 9 to 5. I was no longer. Hold on one second. Hey, guys,
all that noise. All that noise
it's
coming
me.
from your house.
Please, I know it is. Thank the dog is kids, man. I mean, hey, it's real. Hey, I should have my own reality show. I'm dead serious, man. We would do really well. We should have our own reality show. But back to what I was saying, my commitment came from that day one, that I knew that I was going to be successful. And I'm going to tell you something. The harder I worked, the luckier I got. Let's say that to you again. The harder I worked, the luckier I got. By me not giving up and staying committed to the process, even through changes, other people not being around it anymore, different things happen through that whole, this is going on to my 17th year. It's going on my 12th year with Lincoln Heritage. It hasn't been the same since day one, but the commitment has been the same. The commitment has been the same. Things change, but the commitment has always been there. When you set your, when you go, I want you to go back to that decision when you decided to get your license. Go back to that decision. The feeling that you had when you were studying for that test. I can tell you how I was feeling. I was sitting in a 2-bedroom apartment in Monroeville. 2-bedroom apartment. I didn't have a whole lot of money in the bank. I would get up because my computer was set up in my bedroom. I didn't have an office. My bedroom was my office. I had a CD-ROM. Gabe, you know where I'm going with this. I had a CD-ROM and I had a computer and I had the book that the state sends you. And it was about $180, okay, to get this book. And so that was a commitment right there, putting that money out to get it. That was the commitment that I made. It wasn't, 40 bucks or 100 bucks. And it wasn't that. That was a large commitment for me diving into this thing. So every time that I'm studying for this test, 2, 3 in the morning, I would get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. And your brain is racing so much that you're like, hold on, I can't sleep right now. My commitment level is this strong. Let me sit at my desk. And I would turn the sound down. So I went and wake up my ex-wife, because, you know, when you get a wrong answer, it would go bong, and it was real loud. So I would turn the computer down. So I wouldn't disturb her, but I stayed focused on it. I stayed focused on passing that test. That was commitment one. And during that time that I was going through that process, I was constantly dreaming big. What this business was going to do for my life. It was going to change my life, because I was going to allow it to change my life. I was going to do anything and everything to make this happen. Now, I knew I was going to have to go through some stuff. Now, you're talking to a guy who dealt with obstacles already. My mother was 13 years old when she gave birth to me. 13. I was born in the housing projects on food stamps. My grandmother practically raised me. Okay. My dad was nowhere to be found. So you're talking about challenges out the door. Hey, I faced challenges before. You know, I faced those challenges. I did. I faced them. That's okay. This is nothing. But I saw better for my life. So my commitment stayed strong throughout. It stayed strong. And the discipline of the commitment is very important, because you can say, hey, I'm going to do this, but not be disciplined each and every single day to reach that goal that you set for yourself. So I studied hard to pass this test, got it done. And guess what? I was happy just to be in the insurance business. I told you guys, when I first started, my contract was basically like 20%. I didn't stutter. But my energy, I was so freaking happy just to be doing something other than a car business, which I did for 6 years prior. I was just happy to be doing something else and making my
Troy,
own
we
schedule.
got advanced 3 months. We got
Yeah,
advanced
we
3
got
months.
advanced 3 months. So that was 20%, right? Or is my math? Yeah. So let's say if we got a print, if we collect a check for $50, we got paid $150. Did you hear? I didn't stutter, guys. That was my commission. I know some of you guys are like, what? Are you kidding me? Yes. And guess what? I did it with a smile on my face. There's times I would sell a car, and I think, what was the flat rate when you sold a car, got beat up for 2-3 hours? What was it? $75 GB or $100? What was it? You remember?
75, $100, somewhere around there.
75, somewhere around that neighborhood. And yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, that's real talk. That was a flat rate. So I was okay with it, because I wanted to learn the business.
Yeah.
I was more focused on learning the business and getting the information. And for the first 5 years, you know, changes were made, things were happening. My man GB bailed out on me and left, but I stayed committed to the process. Yeah, he left. Yeah, I'm gonna call him out. He left me. He's like, okay, Troy, I'm out. And I was like, that's okay, because I'm gonna stay right here and I'm gonna stay focused. And I'm not gonna be shaken by this. I'm not. So that's the commitment that you must have when it comes to doing this opportunity or anything else in life, whether it's your marriage, whether it's getting yourself healthy, getting your kids on right, getting closer to God, whatever it must be, you must commit to it. Really, truly commit to it. Okay. Now, before my time is up, this is the last one. This is number 2. Are you ready? Here you go. Sacrifice. Sacrifice is big, guys. If there's certain things that people do want out of life, but they're not willing to give something up to get it. You know, Dan, you just bought a beautiful home. Congratulations, Dan. Your house is beautiful. But in order to get to that new home, Dan, that you was able to buy, early on, there's some sacrifices that had to be made. There's some gatherings that you may have missed. There's a lot of sacrifices that was made in order for you to deliver your family that beautiful home. You said, hey, I'm going to uproot myself and sacrifice myself and move to Philadelphia. What was the reward? You know, he ended up meeting his wife, his now wife, who lived in New York, who was now only 2 hours away. But did he see that early on? No, he did not. He didn't see that early on. But that's the sacrifice he made because he wanted more. So in order for you to be successful in this business, you must have the commitment and you must sacrifice. It's so important. You know, I talked about it when I told my truth to you guys on a call recently, and I opened up and I was real with you. When I left in December, I mean, come on, we know December's about what? Family, friends, food. It's about a lot of things in December. And guess what? I walked away from it because I wanted to see the big picture. When you sacrifice, you must have vision. You must see a bigger picture. Like when you're getting leads and you're saying, okay, I'm paying for these leads. I'm going to be going away for 3 or 4 days because I'm sacrificing myself so my family can have better. I sacrifice myself so I can have better, so that my family can have better. I put myself out there. I put myself out there. When people were calling me saying, hey, Troy, what are you doing for your birthday? I was trying to catch my breath. That's what I was trying to do. You want to know the truth of it. Now, I couldn't even talk to some of them. I had to text them back. I'm out here dying right now. You know, this is what I'm doing. What you doing for Christmas morning? Guess what? I'm hiking a mountain. That's what I'm doing. That picture that you guys saw on GroupMe, that was a sacrifice I made. I was climbing up a hill. That picture was taken Christmas morning. That's it. But that's something that's going to be always with me. No one can ever take that away from me. So when you sacrifice, commit, and then you achieve your goal on top of it, there's no better feeling than that. No better feeling. So you put that stuff out there now, the commitment and the sacrifice, you do it now, it's going to open up so many doors for you in the future. It truly will. But you got to be willing to do it. The problem is, some people say, you know what? I'm very comfortable right now. Very comfortable right now. I don't want to put myself out there. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if this happens? You keep going through all the what ifs. All the what ifs. The successful people, extremely successful people on here, guess what? They deal with that for 2 seconds and then they move on and they do it anyway. And that's where you have to get to in your life if you plan on getting to that next level. If you're not willing to commit and sacrifice in this opportunity, I'm telling you right now, it will not work for you. It will not work for you. And before I leave, I want to share this with you. You guys know me. I'm a huge fan of 80s music. I love 80s bands, 80s hair bands, 80s old hip hop. I love 80s music. And I love documentaries. And I'm watching this particular documentary, and I don't know if you guys ever heard of this group. It's a girl band called the Go-Go's. And this particular, Belinda Carlisle. And I love documentaries. I really love to see how people get to the next level. What did they do? And how did they fall? How did they screw up? The mistakes that they made. So you can learn a lot from that. Well, these particular girls during the punk scene, they wanted to start an all-girl band. There was nothing else there like all-girl band. But guess what? They didn't know how to play instruments. They said, I want to start a band, but they didn't know how to play instruments. So guess what they did? They learned how to play instruments. They learned how to play. These women, the Go-Go's, they learned how to play instruments, and they got pretty good. They started playing clubs and knocking on doors, and they sacrificed. They gave up a lot. But there was one particular one that was in the band. She didn't want to give up her job. Said, no, I don't want to give up my job. I need to keep working. And they said, we're going to make it. You need to come on. You need to give it up. And she says, no, I'm not. Well, you don't know who that Go-Go is. She left the band. She's gone. She didn't make it. The other 4 went on without her. Matter of fact, I think they even replaced her with somebody who was committed. And that girl kicked herself that she didn't go with those guys. She gave up because she needed to keep a job. You got to stay committed to this opportunity if you're going to make it. You got to go all in. So if you think that you need a security blanket, you don't. There's no such thing. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. If you're not writing your own ticket, forget about it. This opportunity, you can write your own ticket. You truly can. You need a pay increase, there's an app for that. You got to stay committed though. and there's some sacrifices to be made. That's what it boils down to. Don't stick your toe in the water with this opportunity. This is once in a lifetime opportunity here. Take full advantage of it. Don't just kick it around. Don't just play with it. I don't want you to go, well, I need money today, so let me go to work. Shut up, Paul. Hey, I know it is. Come on, I'm on a roll now. You're telling me, you're flashing the light on me like I'm at the damn Oscars. Let me finish. Man, you're cutting me off, sending each other texts. Hey, Paul, you hit that mute button, I'm telling you what, you're going to hear cars screeching right out front of your house, and I'm going to snatch you out of it, and I'm going to beat the crap out of you. You better not
Try
mute.
Jesus, but don't
Yeah,
try Trouble T, because he throw hands.
Yeah, you guys are funny, man. I haven't
Hey,
talked to
Troy,
you guys
just
in a
look
while.
at the logo. It's TMG, not PCG.
Hey, no, hey, listen, but I do want to respect you guys' time. I truly do. I want to respect you guys' time. I'm gonna leave it as that. You guys have to go all in. Let's have a wonderful month. I'm going to turn this call over to my panel, to my guys. I do believe I have my man, Mr. Hassan Graham, up first. Now, get your pen and piece of paper out, because, again, all this information that we're going to give you, all it's going to give you is not going to work if you're not committed and you don't have the sacrifice. So listen, he's going to give you what makes work, what works for him. Guess what it is, guys? You ready? Leads. He's going to show you, he's going to tell you what he does and how he works his leads and how he commits to them. Okay? You see those big numbers that these guys are putting up? You know where it's coming from? The lead program. So, Mr. Graham, where you at, my friend?